Well, welcome back everybody. This is an exciting day for us because we get to talk about all that we've accomplished this last season.
Last season, yes. It is so great to look back and reflect on everything we've done this summer. We've got a lot done, and we're going to show you now some highlights of this summer's fun and, of course, lots of work. So close, but our last little bit here of our driveway's got quite a kick to the hill to it, and I am not gonna get any worse. And you know, trying to dig out in the dark and stuff is always a pain in the ass. So we're gonna leave this lie, and we will work on this tomorrow.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby!
Done and done!
What in the world? Oh, that's insane! That's sick! Look at that! The snow is up to his... How are you gonna get out?
You're gonna shovel.
All right, I got work to do. He can't open the door. Shazam! Oh, my Lanta.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah. Hey, folks. Today I wanted to talk to you
Don't worry, folks. It's a Yeti. Yeti coolers. Wildly stronger, keeps ice longer. Roto molded, same process in a whitewater kayak. With 5 times more the insulation and a locking lid. Put locks on it, it becomes the only cooler that's Grizzly certified. Yeti coolers. Get yourself one. 3, 2, 1. Well, we have all of our posts in.
Yep, we've got them all peeled, burnt, and set. It's a lot of work.
A 3, a 2, and a 1.
This.
Down.
Oh.
Live in his first. So you're going to get the boast of best worlds. Heat. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So you're going to get the boast.
Here, I'll say it.
Wow. Good bloopers for next year. Boast.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, so you'll get the best of both worlds.
Uh-oh. Got the giggles.
Shake it off.
All right.
Shake it off.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, so you'll get oh, rein it in, rein it in, rein it in.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, so you'll get the best of both worlds by watching Off-Grid Al surviving the winter.
lots of work.
So much work and so much stuff we've never done before. It's
Yes.
really quite impressive on we're so proud of ourselves
Yeah.
with all that we've done, but don't look too closely because it's not super square.
Yeah.
And but we did it all, and we're super proud of ourselves. So the first thing we did when we got here this spring was we knew we needed storage, more storage. We have the Tough Shed, and that was great last year, but we knew we needed more storage. So we devised the plan to build our 10 by 12 storage shed.
Yes, because of course everybody needs more storage, and this was our first big build. And you know what? For about $600 for this size, we're feeling pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
So all of our storage stuff is in between the two, and that was our first build. We had to actually wait for the ground to thaw because we went in with the shovels and the post hole digger, and I went down this far and went, well, let's wait till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It turned out great. We had fun with it. We learned a lot doing this, and we knew once we were done with this what we wanted to do going forward with the rest of our build. But this was a great seasoning ground for us. Starter, yeah. And there were things that we did and went, oh, well, this isn't going to work. Take that out, redo it. Yeah. And, got to start somewhere.
And then, of course, we have a garden, and we wanted to have a greenhouse to start plants from seed. And that's what we have here. We just kind of tacked on to the Tough Shed, and it actually worked pretty good. Found these gutters laying in the bushes, and I had an idea that when it rains, the rain would come down, hit this gutter, and then we put like a 25-gallon tote, and we can catch some rainwater for our garden. We don't get a ton of rain here in Eastern Washington, but every little bit helps when we're gardening.
Yeah, it was great in the summertime, or the spring, excuse me, to do that, because again, in the summer it does dry up, but in the spring it was perfect. Here is the garden. This was kind of my masterpiece, if you will, my thought creation. And I actually saw it on Pinterest. I think that we've talked about this in the past during the season, but I saw it on Pinterest somewhere that they had done a vertical garden. And that's where I came up with this unused space, wasted space basically, on our hillside. So we located all the posts for it because it had to be enclosed for the deer and bear and that type of thing. Now, I really think bear could go right through there if they really wanted to, but deer was our primary. Yeah, anyway.
Deer and turkeys can be an issue.
Turkeys, yeah, little suckers. Anyway, got those all peeled, and some of them were up above, some of them were down below, and I don't know if you can tell the grade on this hill, but it's a tushy buster is what I called it.
I call it the workout garden.
Oh my gosh.
Every time you either go to water or harvest, you're going to get a workout.
Got to climb the hill. So I pulled those down or hauled them up, dug the posts, and did all that, and there's 12 posts there, and 11 maybe. Anyway, I did all that while Rich was at work one day, and he came home and said, how big is this garden going to be? And I'm like, it's got to be big because we need to be able to grow. Yep. But then he helped me get all the wire pulled around, and that was quite a job, uphill pulling wire. Anyway, we got all that done, got a couple beds made, and it was almost June 1st, and we knew we just had to stop building and start planting because we needed to get the stuff we had started and our other seeds into the ground so that we could actually enjoy them this season.
Yeah, we don't have a real long growing season here, so it's imperative that as soon as the first frost is completely gone and never to happen again, that you get stuff in the ground. And of course, our pride and joy of this year is our off-grid kitchen and wood-fired oven. Now, before we started this, we had two choices to do. We could either do our off-grid kitchen and start the build on that, or right across the way, start working on our cabin. And we were kind of like, well, we have the trailer to live in. we could start the cabin and do that. But we decided to do our off-grid kitchen and wood-fired oven first. We like to entertain. Obviously we're off-grid and we're outdoors a lot, and we thought that it would be a better choice to start with the kitchen and the wood-fired oven versus the cabin, because we already do have a roof over our head.
Yeah. Yep. And so we actually did get going on this around July 1st. Once we finished these other things that we felt we really needed to get done, the shed, the garden, and all that, then it was time to get to work on the kitchen. And boy, did we go crazy on it. We had such a good time, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of work, and we got it done.
And I'll tell you what, that's what's so great, something that I found was so great up here, is that all our friends and neighbors, people that we just cherish so much right now, everyone is living that same sort of a lifestyle in different ways. Everyone's place is a little different features. And so when something goes wrong like that, it's like, okay, what else can we do? How else can we do this? And everyone just piles in and gets it done, which is, we're so blessed.
Awesome.
All of July and August was spent building our masterpiece here, the off-grid kitchen. And we got it done around the beginning of September. And the total cost for the kitchen itself was around $18,000 to $2,000. So this is a pretty good sized space for that amount of money. Once we were done with that, it was on to the wood-fired oven, which is really Rich's conversation.
Yes, the wood-fired oven has been my baby, if you will. I've always wanted one. Out of all the projects, though, that we have done, this was definitely the most labor-intensive. Actually bought a kit. Brickwoods Oven is the name of the company that I bought it from. Pretty much step-by-step instructions. They kind of give you also a supply list, which was really great because I had no idea how much cement and refractable material and everything it was going to take. So that actually helped out quite a bit. Yes, it was a lot of work, but I got to tell you, I've been having a lot of fun with it too. We've been baking, cooking, everything. Not just pizzas, actually a heck of a lot more than pizzas. And I can hardly wait till next year, next spring, when we get back, that we can start this whole process of cooking stuff all over again, especially when we start pulling stuff out of the garden. It's going to be awesome.
So now that we've talked to you about and filled you in on everything we did this year, it's time to give you a little insight into our thought process on what we're going to be doing next year.
Well, welcome to our future site of our cabin.
Got a little work to do.
Got a little work to actually, a lot of work. Actually, it's going to be just past this big log pile. This is just some of the logs, trees that we cut down to make our property. And on our cabin build, we're going to use as much wood off our property as much as possible. It won't be entirely from our property.
No, we used a majority of the usable, regular logs that you need for our kitchen and the other things we did. So those size that you would want to have, what are 4x4 or 6x6,
yeah,
whatever, posts and whatnot. We just don't have that material. What you see is huge,
the big
ginormous
stuff.
logs.
Yeah.
So we'll be using these and showcasing them throughout with beams and footings and stuff. But we're going to have to actually either mill wood. We know a couple people of our friends that have mills that we may be using their mills and milling some wood. So the 2x4s and 2x6s and that type of thing. We'll use as much as we can from our property, but
of course, we're going to have to buy some 3/4 inch plywood for the flooring and roofing and stuff like that, wood stove. So we're pretty dang excited, and we're going to try our best to stay with one project next year now that these other projects are done, and we can concentrate on our cabin. Right now, we're kind of looking about 25 by 30, somewhere in there. We're looking maybe around 600 so square feet. We don't need nothing big.
It's not going to be huge, but it'll be insulated. It'll be pretty square as you can get. Again, we're not professionals.
Bathroom, shower,
yep.
Small kitchen, wood stove, bedroom.
Totally self-contained.
Yeah. So if we can survive in our little Jayco trailer, this is going to be like the Taj Mahal.
It's going to be amazing.
So
our plan and hope is that by this time next year, we are actually in the cabin. It's built enough and insulated and whatnot that we can actually be in there rather than in the trailer, because it's too cold. The trailer does okay, but it's not meant for this type of weather.
Right,
so,
single digit weather, and we're, you know,
condensation.
Yeah, we're dialing it in. I mean, we're still here. It was pretty chilly this morning.
Yeah.
But yes, the cabin will be nice to have that nice radiant wood stove heat when it gets cold.
Yeah, we're very excited about next year, just as we were so excited about this year. So it's going to be a great one.
Well, everybody, there you have it. That was kind of our year in review. You know what we're going to be planning next year. We are, as soon as we're done filming this video, we are packing and getting ready to head to Baja, Mexico for probably about 3 months. We've been there before, and we are going back to get out of the snow and cold. And so we would love for all of our viewers to follow us along. Even though we're the off-grid couple, we're still off-grid because we camp on beaches. We live off lithium batteries and solar. So we're off-grid. We're just not off-grid on our property.
Right. We aren't going to be off-grid freezing to death.
Right.
We're going to be off-grid, soaking up sun and sand on the Baja beaches, Sea Cortez, with dear friends of ours, Jim and Rita. And we would just love to have you follow us along and living our off-grid lifestyle in the sunshine.
Yeah, and that could give some information for any viewers out there that were ever considering about maybe pulling a trailer and going to the Baja. We're going to get pretty in-depth on how we find our places and how we get there.
Yep.
And so we're...
road conditions,
yep.
Weather, it's all inclusive. If you will. Might even share a cocktail or two with you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We've really enjoyed having you along for this crazy ride. If you've liked what we've been doing, subscribe, give us a thumbs up.
And, of course, we're going to be in warmer weather down in the Baja, which we definitely want you to watch. But if for some reason you want to watch the cold and the snow, we highly recommend Off-Grid Al. He's going to be staying up here in his cabin that he just built, all by hand.
Best of both worlds by watching Off-Grid Al surviving the frigid cold winters up here, and us soaking up the sunshine, feet in the sand.
Fishing from the sea.
Up Cortez. We got it all for you.
Yep.